Hello, everyone. It's your big sister Chiquis, and you've reached my personal voicemail box for the Dear Chiquis podcast. I'm here to give you advice on anything and everything you need help with, whether you're going through a breakup or having issues with your family, or maybe you have a question about my personal life. Whatever the case is, I want to hear from you. Remember, these are my thoughts and my opinions, and if you're suffering from a serious issue or hardship, you should seek help from a qualified professional. All right, now go ahead and leave your message at the sound of the beep.
Hello, beautiful queen. I'm not going to say my name because it's kind of taboo. I just want to let you know I met you once in Pico Rivera. Gerardo Ortiz was playing. It was backstage. I was with my mama, and you're gorgeous. You're gorgeous, and you have a beautiful heart. We shared a moment together. You were like, take care of your mom. I miss mine. We both teared up, gave each other a big hug, and that's a moment I'll treasure forever. Anyways, so real quick, I used to be in toxic relationships really bad. I decided I wanted better. I went through therapy. I healed my heart. And everything got so much better. I met an amazing man afterwards. You know how they say when you least expect it? Well, girl, that thing is true. It was when I least expected. Beautiful man, beautiful soul, takes care of my heart. Everything I prayed for. We were blessed with a beautiful child. Our child is about to be 6 months. He's a great father. Anyways, everything is amazing. He's a great, great person, and I love him. And I know he adores me. I know he loves me. There's no question about it. But girl, intimacy is an issue, man. So at the beginning, it was all the time, so I felt desired, wanted. But now it's tough. It's really, really tough. Things have changed. We're going through therapy, but how do I approach the situation?
Oh, my Pico girl. I'm not going to lie and tell you that I remember that moment, but I'm assuming that if it was Gerardo Ortiz, that must have been like 2014, something like that, 15. Because that was like my Gerardo Ortiz era, but it was real buzz. But I'm glad we had a moment. So thank you for sharing that with me. And I understand that you don't want to share your name. I'm glad that you found someone that takes care of your heart and loves you. I don't know how old your baby is. I'm assuming this whole intimacy thing happened after having the baby. Darn. I'm glad you guys are going to therapy because that is important. And I think what you're doing now is approaching the situation and the conversation. And I'm glad that he's willing to do therapy. So I'm not sure if you guys are going to therapy because of the intimacy thing, but if you haven't brought it up, you don't know how to bring it up with him, therapy is definitely the place to do it. When there are things that I don't know what to tell like Emilio or how to bring it up to him, my husband, I'm always like, okay, I think we need a couples therapy session, because I feel like when there's someone there to mediate, sometimes I don't know how to say things or I could say them incorrectly. And then maybe the therapist will help me, facilitate that. And I think that's a safe place to bring it up is during therapy. It's hard because I feel like I don't have enough information because you said the intimacy. So I'm assuming maybe he's not wanting to have sex as much or as often as he used to. Is it more of like you not wanting to? Of course, things change. Like relationships go through phases. You're doing the correct thing by doing therapy. And I hope it does work out, especially because you guys have a child together. And if he's worth fighting for because he takes care of your heart and he's a provider and he's a great father, then this is a little thing that is a huge and very important thing in a relationship, sex and intimacy. I'm hoping and praying that it does get all figured out through therapy. I think more than anything, it's also, are you giving him oral sex? Are you doing things that he likes? Lo estás buscando un poquito más? Are you putting on like lingerie? Are you dancing for him? Like, how can you do things differently to spice up the relationship on your end, like doing your part, not just, oh, he doesn't like, he used to, sorry guys, kids, be careful. Okay. What I'm about to say, all parents, if kids are listening, but what I'm saying is like, maybe you were used to him, getting an erection right away when you would touch him, like things change, and things get a little dull. So you have to find new ways to spice up the relationship. And instead of just focusing on, oh, he used to do this or he is not doing that, like start looking at yourself and saying, hey, how can I spice things up? Ask him questions like, is there something that, do you have a fantasy? Do you want to watch, porn together? I don't know. Like, tell him you are interested in making this work. I'm sure your body has changed, and be compassionate with yourself about that, because you did have a baby, but you also, want to take care of yourself and, do things that will make you feel better and give you more energy and help you lose, the baby weight and stuff. And I hope he understands that too. So I don't know. I'm hoping that I gave you some clarity and a good answer to your question, but I feel like I need a little tiny bit more information. But that's my suggestion, my Pico girl. So let me know. Hopefully it gets better. I'm praying for you. And therapy always helps, especially when the guy is willing and is like all in, and it seems like he is. So that's a great sign. So I have faith that you guys will fix this and get around it. All right, guys. So next question comes from Christine.
Hi, Chiquis. I'm calling. I need your advice. I've been with my fiance for almost 8 years, and we have 2 kids. The problem is there's this girl that he had as a friend when they were younger. He still has her as a friend on social media now. She's always been brought up. Like, the family knows her. She's a family friend, according to him. The family brings her up, like, saying, like, they were together, and I've always asked him about it, like, were y'all together? Like, he's always told me no, that he never liked her, that they always wanted him to be with her, but he never liked her, and so on and so on. Fast forward a few years, she keeps coming up. His brothers bring her up, like, saying that was his ex-girlfriend, and blah, blah, whatever. So I'm asking him, like, this bothers me. This girl, you have her as a friend. You're liking her pictures. And then recently, I caught him looking at her profile on social media. He told me that he wasn't going to take her off, that that's a family friend. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, it bothers me. I feel like if your woman is telling you something bothers her, then you need to fix the problem. I don't know how to go about it. I don't know what to do. Again, we've been together for almost 8 years. This has been a thing, an ongoing thing for almost the whole time we've been together. What should I do? By the way, I love you. I love your show. Love everything. Bye.
Christine, girl. Okay. Thank you. I love you too. Okay. Damn. Social media, huh? Well, look, I'm not telling you to be drama, but if the family is saying this and like openly, like they say it openly in front of you, then there has to be some truth there. And if you are catching him looking at her page and liking her stuff, then there's something there, and you can't ignore that, because if it was the other way around, I'm sure he wouldn't like it. So when I say I'm not telling you like to be a drama girl, and no, I don't want you to start drama, but he's not willing to tell you the whole truth. So I'm wondering what would happen if you were to send her a message through Instagram asking her, hey, don't want to start problems. I just kind of want to get to the bottom of this. Were you guys together? I just want to know for my peace of mind. Y a ver qué te dice, like, see what she says. But you also have to either give them an ultimatum at this point. You guys have children together. You guys have been together for this long. Like, I think you just got to be straight up, be like, look, this is making me feel uncomfortable. I don't like how this is making me feel. Fine. If you don't want to unfollow her because she's a family friend, okay. Can you mute her? Can you not have conversations or like her pictures? But honestly, like, you should be his priority, you and his children. So whatever is going to make you feel more comfortable, he should be willing to do. If he's not willing to do that, there's something there. Like, why are you choosing this woman and not hurting her feelings over my own? Like, that's where my problem is. Like, I'm sure if there was someone that you were following and he wasn't like okay with it, you would do that because you're like, I love you. I want this to work. This is my family. You're the father of my children. He should be willing to do the same thing. And you should also feel like, okay, either he does that, the ultimatum is either you unfollow her and you choose us, your family, over her, or we just can't make this work, because there is definitely something there. I'm not trying to put things in your head, but you're asking this question because you feel the same thing. So I think you need to really, really think about this, because his family saying it. Of course, he's going to deny it. I don't know what she will say, but this is making you uncomfortable. And it's been a thing for a long time. So either you're just going to be okay with it and just ignore it, or you put a stop to it. That is it. Christine, I hope everything works out. Please keep us updated. I hope he comes to his senses. Okay, guys, next question comes from an anonymous listener. Let's see.
Hey, Chiquis. I just want to start off by saying que te amo. Eres una inspiración con tu música y tu podcast. In general, your whole family is an inspiration. Pero mi pregunta es, so I have a sister who has a boyfriend. And the boyfriend, he's okay, he's cool. But my sister, she only focuses on him. She's kind of, doesn't really pay much attention to us, her sisters, her parents, herself even. She used to gym 5 times a week with me. She doesn't anymore. Every weekend, from Friday to Sunday, the only thing she does is be with the boyfriend. There's nothing wrong with it to a certain extent, but I feel like she has prioritized him amongst other things. And basically, I just want to know, how do we tell her that what she's doing is kind of pushing others away? Her only prioritizing her boyfriend is damaging relationships around her.
Yeah, I think the only way is telling her straight up, always with love. It's all about how you deliver your message. But this happens a lot. And I'll be the first to say, when I was younger, I had a lot of daddy issues. And what I wanted was to have love and feel loved and, the boy thing. And I would forget about my friends and everyone around me because I was so fixated on this person, on this guy, and as I grew older and matured, I learned that is not necessarily the healthiest. I learned that the hard way, though. I don't know how old your sister is, and I don't know how many relationships she's had. Maybe this is something really new, so she's super excited about it, and she should give her relationship time, absolutely. But everything in life is balance, and I think you need to kind of just tell her with love, just, hey, I miss you. I miss when we used to go to the gym together, because then what happens is that they get into relationships and they start eating and we start gaining weight and our body, like, because you said she used to go to the gym 5 times out of the week, and then they get really comfortable. And then what happens is they forget to still be the person that they were that attracted that person. And they make their whole life about the person. But what people really like, and what I've learned, is when you still prioritize yourself, he's going to also love and respect her for that. So I think you have to find a way of telling her, like, hey, like, you have to find balance. Like, yes, be with your man, but still do the things that make you happy and find time for your sisters and for your friends and for yourself, like going to the gym and still doing all those things that at the end of the day did like attract him to her. Not to forget who she is and who she was before she met him. I think with love, you definitely have to bring this up, because if you don't, then she's not going to know. And you can't say, I told you so. Not that you should say that, but sobre aviso no hay engaño. If you tell the person, hey, I brought it up and I told you, then they can't hold that against you later, if that makes sense. So all with love, and tell her you miss her, and tell her that it's healthy to do that. Now in my marriage, I have my girls' night. I still do my thing. I go to the spa. Like, I still want to be the person that I was before I met him, because I don't want to lose myself in the relationship. I give him his time, but it's all balance. So I get you. I understand what you're going through. Just talk to her. Okay? All right. So our last question comes from Ashley.
Hola, chiquis. Mi nombre es Ashley. Tengo 29 años y soy de Louisville, Kentucky. And un dato interesante es que no soy Latina. I'm not Latina. I am African American. But I am such a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of you and your siblings, and you guys are the reason that I started learning Spanish. And actually, it's part of my career now. It's funny because my degree is in music, but I work in healthcare and I'm a bilingual patient services associate. So I owe a great deal of thanks to you and your siblings and your incredible mom for motivating me to learn Spanish. Now on to the question. So I will be 30 this coming May, and I'm sort of in this glow up era where I want to transition into the woman that God created me to be, who I'm meant to be. And you've always been such an inspiration. I've even done a presentation on you in my Spanish class in college. And I just want to know, what are some of your biggest tips to becoming your own dream girl? To me, you are everything. So just wanted to know.
Oh, Ashley, you're going to make me cry. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. That is so awesome. I love that we inspired you and now it's, a part of your career. That's freaking awesome. Thank you so much for your support. And I'm definitely wishing you all the best in all your endeavors. And, I have always told myself that I want to be true to myself and be my authentic self and not be what everyone else thinks I should be. I want to do what I am meant to do and who I am meant to be in the world. And one thing I've always had clear and what has helped me make decisions in my life and has helped me become the woman that I am, I think, is that I've always had clear my mission in the world, which was to help. I didn't know how I was going to do it. I mean, I have seen this and I have felt it and this desire to want to help others and make people better in any way that I can since I was young. And keeping that, like having like a mission statement in your brain and embedded in your brain and imprinted in your heart, like knowing this is the difference that I want to make in the world, it just helps you move differently in every single way. It makes you want to like be your best self. And also with that, you're going to make mistakes along the way and that's okay. But being true to yourself about it and taking ownership of it, being true to yourself first and foremost so that you can be of inspiration to other people, So it all depends. I think it's just more than anything, having very, very clear what message, what footprint you want to leave in the world. That being so like solidified in that will definitely just help you move and take every step towards what you're meant to do. But I feel like you're good. Like I'm hearing you speak and I'm like, okay, she's good. Like I feel like you are very clear in what you want. And, I think just not forgetting, being true to yourself and not letting the world change your essence, because we live in a world that a lot of stuff is happening. A lot of sad things have happened, but don't let that change you and don't let that change and move your focus. I always say, God, keep my feet firmly grounded, my vision focused, and my heart in the right place. Say that every single day, and you will see that little by little, things will just fall into place and your spirit will guide you where you need to go. So Ashley, definitely let us know what's going on with you, with all of you, with Pico Girl Christine, our anonymous listener, all of you guys. I definitely want to hear back from you. Please keep us updated. And thank you so much for your time, for taking the time to leave me a question. And for those of you listening, if you have not yet left me a question and if you feel inspired to do so, definitely go to speakpipe.com/Chiquis and Chill podcast to leave me your question. Okay. I am here to help. I love you guys and I will catch you on the next episode of Dear Chiquis. This is a production of iHeartRadio and the My Cultura Podcast Network. Follow us on Instagram at My Cultura Podcast and follow me, Chiquis, that's CHIQUIS. For more podcasts from iHeart, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you listen to your favorite podcast.